Alright, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you tonight with a special full event preview. We're going to Tokyo, Japan for Deep Jewels number 33. We're going to have 7 pro MMA bouts in total, including the semifinals and final match for the Deep Jewels Atomweight Grand Prix that will crown a new champion. And we also have a Strawweight championship on the card as well. Now there are also going to be 2 amateur bouts, but we will not be covering that in the scope of this video. So let's get started. The first 2 fights are going to be the semifinals for the Deep Jewels Atomweight Grand Prix, because the final will be the main event. So the semifinals are up first. First up, we are going to Shiyu Park versus Saori Oshima. Park coming in at 5-2. Oshima coming in at 4-2. Park has been undefeated since dropping her first 2 bouts, 5 in a row. Oshima coming off a win over Emi Tomomatsu in the quarterfinals, whereas Park defeated Mizuki Nisei Oshiro in the quarterfinals. Let's see, Park is the elder fighter, 29 to 26, and she will be the taller fighter as well, 5 feet 2 inches, 157 centimeters to Oshima's 4 feet 11 inch, 149 centimeters. So these 2 actually met back in December, with Park escaping with winning a decision. And I see that being the result here as well. Now, I just released earlier a video previewing the Atomweight Grand Prix semifinals and final bout in detail. So if you'd like, please go check that out afterwards. I'll try to remember to link it in the description below. Moving on to the other Atomweight Grand Prix semifinal bout, we have Hikaru Anno taking on Mizuki Nisei Oshiro. Anno coming in at 7-4. Nisei coming in at 2-3. Now, Anno is coming off a win in the quarterfinals over Emi Sato. Nisei, on the other hand, actually dropped her quarterfinal bout to Shiyu Park. However, due to Ayumi Murakami dropping out due to illness, they brought Nisei back in. Anno will be the elder fighter, 28 to 25 for Nisei. Anno will be the slightly taller fighter as well, 5 feet even, 152 centimeters to Nisei's 4 foot 11 inch, 151 centimeter. This is a pure grappler wrestler versus a mostly striker bout, and I believe that it's going to favor Hikaru Anno fairly heavily here. Sure, her ground game is a lot stronger than Nisei's takedown defense. Now, most likely going to decision for this one. So moving along, we have a rare Japanese women's lightweight bout, as Sayaka Juicy Hishinuma will take on Po-Chan Z. Both of these ladies are making their pro debut. I have no other stats on Juicy. Po-Chan Z stands 5'6", 167 centimeters tall. Now these 2 actually just fought in an amateur bout very recently, back in March during a Deep Jewels amateur bout. Both were making their amateur debut. Or no, I believe, sorry, Po-Chan had one other amateur bout. She's dropped both of them. I watched the amateur bout between these 2, and it was about what you would expect from 2 lightweight amateurs. It just wasn't very pretty. Po-Chan had a significant height advantage over Juicy, and was flicking a jab out there, trying to keep the range, but, you know, when Juicy could get inside, tended to do more damage or land some more punches, whereas for the most part, they were both afraid to throw. I mean, look, it was lightweight women's MMA, and it was an amateur bout. Take that for what you will. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess here. I'm going to pick a Juicy to win in the rematch. So back into slightly more serious fights, we have a strawweight bout between Shoko Fujita and Namiko Hime Kawabata. Fujita coming in at 1-0. Hime also coming in at 1-0. Both ladies are coming off successful pro debuts. with Fujita defeating Yuko Oya 2 months ago, and Hime defeating Kate Lotus at that same event. Moving on in the stats there, no age available for either fighter. Fujita's the taller fighter, 5 feet 6 inch, 168 centimeters, to Hime's 5 feet 3 inch, 160 centimeters. So I watched both of these ladies take on a common opponent in Kate Lotus. Fujita definitely seemed to damage Lotus more on the feet, whereas Hime tried to take it to the ground more. Fujita, I watched her pro debut, and she had some nice, crisp striking, knew how to throw a jab, and had good fundamentals. Very surprising for someone, with her experience level. Hime seems more all-rounded, more likely to take it to the ground than keep it standing. This one's a real shot in the dark as well. I'm going to go with Shoko Fujita to win. I see good fundamental boxing and striking technique, and I tend to favor that when I see it. Moving down in weight to a 112-pound catchweight bout, we have Ottawa Nagao taking on Ero Takebayashi in a battle of recent high school graduates. Nagao coming in at 4-3. She's coming off a win 5.5 months ago over Mika Sakamoto. Takebayashi, she made her pro debut back at Ryzen 26 on New Year's Eve. Technically lost by armbar, however, due to her opponent missing weight. That was ruled a no contest. Both are 18 years old. Actually, Takebayashi turns 18 the day before the fights. Nagao just turned 18 about 4 weeks ago. Takebayashi is slightly taller, 5 feet 3 inch, 160 centimeters, to Nagao's 5 feet 2 inch, 158 centimeters. Both are young, but the experience factor here, big experience factor in favor of Ottawa Nagao, who has wins over, fighters who are more experienced than her. Big thing is, though, she's been fairly inconsistent in her fights. I mean, win-loss, win-loss, win. It's just hard to say where she's at exactly. This, of course, is a catchweight bout. It'll be interesting to see, but, I mean, with Takebayashi only having one pro bout and getting dominated fast and early there, I'm more inclined to favor Ottawa Nagao to win this one. So we're going to go with her, Ottawa Nagao, to win. Then we move up to flyweight as Yukari Nabe takes on Mika Arai. Nabe coming in 9-3-1. She's riding a nice winning streak. Most recently defeated Mikiko Shimizu via unanimous decision 2.5 months ago. Arami is on a bit of a skid here. She's dropped her last two, first to Seika Izawa and then to Mikiko Shimizu. Both times, she moved up in weight. Let's see here. Nabe is the older fighter, 33 to Arami's 27 years. Arami is the taller fighter, 5 feet 3 inch, 160 centimeters to Nabe's 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters. However, Arami is probably mostly going to be the smaller fighter, more slight of build here. So you have a very experienced judoka here in Nabe taking on Arami, who she has no martial arts background. She started training MMA with zero, prior martial arts experience. And it kind of shows in her record. She's 5-5, but also she admits that I just like to fight. I take whatever fight is offered. And, heart goes out to her for her guts, but as far as career management, it just hasn't worked out for her because she's taken bouts. She started out as an atomweight, and then she has moved up as far as bantamweight, taking on Shizuka Sugiyama, and she got armbarred by Sugiyama in a bout that she just had no business being in, and it showed. did get a win, last year, but then dropped her last two. Nabe, like I said, way more experienced, has an actual martial arts background, very strong fighter as well. Got to go with Yukari Nabe. And hopefully I'd like to see her, if she wins this, either fight on a bigger show in Asia, in like Japan, or one championship. Excuse me, not Japan, but like Ryzen or one championship. Or I'd like to see her possibly get over stateside to Invicta, Bellator, maybe try to get on a Contender Series bout, try to get into the UFC. She's 33 years old. It's do or die for her, but I do like what I've seen from her, so we're going with Yukari Nabe to win this flyweight bout. Then we move into the co-main event, Strawweight Championship. The champ, Miki Motono, taking on Seika Izawa. Now, this is a rematch from a bout back in December, non-title bout, that Seika Izawa pulled a major upset in, winning a unanimous decision over the then new champ, Motono. Neither of it has actually fought since then. They were supposed to fight back at Deep Jewels 32, but Motono had to drop out due to, I believe, an injury or illness, and then Izawa ended up staying on the card but taking a grappling bout. Anyway, onto their record. Motono is the more experienced fighter, 5-2. Of course, most recently, as I said, dropped a unanimous decision to Seika Izawa. Before that was the bout where she won the title with a TKO over Asami Akaringo Nakai. Izawa last fought in the non-title bout to Motono, picking up that decision. Made her pro debut against Mika Arai 7 months ago, also winning that by decision. Motono's the elder fighter, 27 to Izawa's 23. Motono's slightly taller, 5 feet 3 inch, 150 centimeters, to Izawa's 5 feet 2 inch, 157 centimeters tall. So I just rewatched this fight right before I decided to record this one. Or I rewatched their first bout. Izawa had the better of the striking for about 2.5 rounds before Motono, got Izawa trapped in a corner and started picking it up. And then from there, she just really took over the final half of that third round. But for the most part, it was a close fight, but not like super close. I had Izawa winning for most of it, and she was more aggressive. She was landing better strikes, doing really well with her kicks to the body, and using her a long reach as well. Like, she definitely had the better range of the two. And also Izawa was the one going in, trying to go for the takedowns more. Motono comes out of the AACC gym, which mostly has a lot of grapplers, but she's a rare one out of that gym in that, she likes to keep it on the feet. But Izawa ended up coming away with that win. Very surprisingly, like I said, it was a big shock. It was only her second pro fight and defeated the then champion in really one of those goofy non-title bouts featuring a champion that Japan loves to do. But this time they are fighting and the title is on the line. I'm going to go. Last time I took Motono, I said Izawa shouldn't be in there with the champ, non-title bout or not. And she ended up surprising me, and you know what? I'm going to stick with Izawa this time. I'm picking Seika Izawa to win, most likely by decision. I just feel that her overall grappling is better. She's been doing, I believe she started out wrestling and then switched to judo, or it might have been vice versa. But she has been grappling and has been involved with the martial arts since she was a child. And I liked her aggression. Now, if Motono can, find her tempo and rhythm earlier in the fight, then she could make it a lot harder for Izawa. Like I said, she really turned it up in the latter half of the third and final round of their first fight. But I like Izawa's chances to win. Also, I should note, this is the only 3-round fight in this event. All the others are 2-round fights, 5 minutes of each round. Whereas this is your typical 3x5 fight No 5-round title fights in Japan. And then, of course, the final bout will be the final match of the Atomweight Grand Prix, which, going by my predictions, is going to be Hikaru Anno versus Shiyu Park in a rematch from Deep, I believe it was Deep 93rd Impact, back in 2019, where Park won via TKO. And I'm going to pick Park to win that as well, assuming both fighters make it to the final round. So there you have it, Deep Jewels 33 in a nutshell. Now this goes down, if you're in the US, it goes down later Saturday night, early Sunday morning. It's available via online pay-per-view. I will link it in the description down below. If you buy it early, you get a discount. So get on that early bird discount. If you purchase the day of the event, it's like $5 more. So if you're gonna watch it, get that discount. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the event. Let me know your picks in the comments down below. Now, if you liked the video, please give it a like. Share it as well. That helps the channel grow. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMAC Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.